Hi, Daddy. What you doing?
What you doing the regatta shuffle right now? Oh, a little scullin. And scoop it. Some cold style and take. Well, let's go.
Oh Lord, they didn't found him guilty. But the good news is Michael Pintard is still the leader of the F&M, and that's Bahamas news. But America, America, America. Yeah, y'all getting jiggy. I'm actually surprised that he's been convicted. He's been found guilty and awaiting trial, as I understand, July 11th. Not trial. Oh my goodness. What am I saying? I'm flushed because I'm late. He's awaiting sentencing July 11th. And I wonder if July is going to push all the way back to November. And that's what's going on in my news. So my news feed right now, as you can see, we are a couple of minutes late for the show. Reason being, I'm in the Bahamas and I on Bahamian time. And if you ain't late, then it must not have been great. And I was having an excellent meal up the road by Cricket's Club, and there was a cricket game happening. And cricket used to be the national sport of the Bahamas. Now it's sailing. But yeah, I don't even know if my co-hosts are coming anymore because I am so late. But Donald Trump is the talk. And I'm thinking that there is no way, and going on record, because this is recorded, this is live, I'm going on record and saying that he ain't going to jail. In fact, I'll go on record and say that it's still likely that he will be the next president of the United States, because in my research, I find that there aren't that many qualifications necessary for you to run for president. You have to be a certain age. You have to have been, you have to be an American citizen. You had to have lived in America for a certain duration of time. But it speaks nothing, absolutely nothing, to whether or not you can have a criminal record. So that being the case, I ain't get my comments going on because it's just us. What's up, Ruckus? Sweetheartin'? That's what I said, bro. Trump ain't going to jail because he is the sweetheart daddy. And he can't send sweethearts, the sweetheart and fellas to prison. Otherwise, all the politicians would have to go to. I did give the disclaimer at the beginning of the show, so I can't say not all. I mean, if there are any politicians watching, you can speak for yourself. But I see a couple of y'all. I see a couple of y'all spongling. I even know one prime minister who allegedly used to jump in his ride and skedaddle without his security detail because he had to fluff through. You know, what? I can't get parole first. Dang. Yeah, but it's interesting to see. And election seasons are always interesting to me. Election seasons are always fun and entertaining. What I didn't get the chance to do this lap was to check to see what my girl Candace Owens is saying about Trump's being found guilty. And this will lead the FNM. Hey, Ruckus, you petty. That's a petty. For those who don't know who Menace is, that is the former prime minister of the Bahamas. The present prime minister is Brave Davis, and he was at a speech. He made a speech at the kids were having my daughter. She was nominated for Student of the Year for across the nation. 125 schools participated, and she represented her school as the top of her school, not of her class, of her entire school. So shout outs to Luna. Brilliant young lady, smart like her mom. She ain't get that from my side, because I tell her I make some stupid choices in life, and and I started young. So she is already much smarter than me, much smarter than Trump. I don't know. And this one thing I say, thanks, bro. One thing I say to, you know, my friends and family, because we have a big talk here in the Bahamas where we like to say, politicians don't know what they're doing. They so stupid. No, mm-mm. I'm not a politician. I have no political aspirations, and I can tell you from hanging out and being on the campaign trail that politicians, MPs, ministers of parliament, prime ministers are far from stupid. They far from dumb. Um, we just need to realize that it's not the prime minister or the president in this instance that runs the country. Yeah, they are the face and the voice, but that's just like having a mascot. Right now, Donald Trump is raising money because he is the Republican elect to lead their party into the November elections. And campaigns cost a lot of money. And when you get that type of money, I don't know, but sure, I see people busking, which is a new word that I learned, which is like you play a guitar on the side of the road, you make a little coin, you get a little something. People tip you, singing your songs, right? And that ain't easy to get people to just give you money. It's hard to get people to dig in their pockets and yuck out a quarter, 25 cents, and drop it in a cup to sponsor your life whilst you do what it is that you do. But campaigns cost millions of dollars and they get donated. And when you get millions of dollars in donations from certain people, you gonna have to pay that back in some way, shape, or form. Usually it's be in the form of contracts, favors, bailing people churning out of jail, not like wiping people, and all type of things allegedly. But there's no allegations when it comes to what's about to happen next on the Sup'm show. It is the moment of the true start. And after we really start this show in true Sup'm show form, I'm gonna get to Ruckus's next comment. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he is here.
No, no, no words is needed. just the presence and the ambience of I'm here. What's going on? Like I'm here. Let's get it popping.
That's Pop. All right. So yeah, I'm saying, I mean, you heard me run off for a little while. I saw you in the backstage. And Donald Trump, man, that's your boy now, because you was a man
Yeah.
up there in the north. Ruckus is saying Trump got a $800,000 donation the day he was found guilty. Mother sick. A billionaire getting almost $1 million donation. Y'all feel as though people is just, yeah, man, have my money, have my money. Um, you know, and people are so rich. What people don't realize is that money is really to, well, in this case, they kind of using it for some other things. But that money is really to woo the public. That's
Yeah.
what that money for, That's what a campaign is. Take your message out there and tell these people what they want to hear so that they can vote for you. And when you get in, bruh, I can need that
But
little thing back.
like
Plus
okay,
interest.
okay. Here's how I view this whole Donald Trump situation. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I said this before on one of our early shows. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
recent.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right. Damn right. But here's the thing. It's the lesser of two evils.
Right?
When I said a lesser of two evils, right now you have Joe Biden in office. He ain't
Mm.
really. uh, Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to say I'm down for either or,
I
but
got
if I
you.
have a choice to make, I'm putting all my bets on Trump. That's what I'm
And
saying.
that's crazy. I mean, like, let's get into that, right?
Go ahead.
Because and this is something that I hear people say often about Trump. And I'm not an American. I don't know. I haven't even spent a lot of time in America since graduating, right? Um, to know what the temperature is like, what the feel of it is like. Are people
Well,
feeling more
for
comfortable? Uh huh. Go
well, for
ahead.
me, for me personally, I was born in the Bahamas. We all know
Right.
that in Camp Road, so full fledged
Right.
Bahamian. But
But
I do have my citizenship here in the U.S.
right.
All right, and I've also been here in the U.S. now for almost 25 years.
Mm.
So I pretty much could tell you, somewhat of whatever concerns you may have from my point of view. But please
My,
understand, let me give my disclaimer. JP point of view could be way out there sometimes. So,
no, but it's layman's for me. Like what I want to get to the bottom of, and no, even just the top. If you can scratch the surface of this, is as as presidents change,
yeah,
has there been a change in the atmosphere, a feeling of relief
no,
or
no,
pressure when it comes to
no,
way of life, cost of living?
no, no,
It hasn't been no big
no,
jump or no big drop, right?
no,
That's
no,
what
no.
that's what I'm thinking.
The economy, the economy switches based on businesses, bro. It ain't based on presidents or governors or anything like that. It switches and it's based on how you manage your own finance. Because there were times, okay, for example, when COVID hit, a lot of businesses. This is a perfect example. When COVID came in, a lot of businesses went under. But on the
Right?
contrary, on the flip side of
Yeah.
that coin, it was the biggest, you know, time in many businesses also. For me, as a matter of fact, my biggest year in business of 15 years was when COVID was in. I'm talking about triple the amount of money coming in and clientele. Could it be based off of because people were home and looking at what they see on their floors or whatever?
Them
So it's in their
dusty
face,
breakup floors
right?
that they had to
Or,
go and deal with.
rather than when COVID wasn't around, everybody's on the go and say, "Oh, I'll get to that. I'll get to that." But when you're stuck in a place, at least in my industry, and you
Right.
see what's around need to be done on a constant basis, brother, that was my biggest year ever, bro.
Speaking about the
Weird.
biggest year ever, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dr. Ken Bazard, who is off somewhere.
Hey, look at him pulling the JP lounge and get out of here, buddy.
Cocktail in hand or somewhere.
Yeah, gents, I go.
Hey,
Yeah,
it
man.
going, boy? They trying to put Donald in jail, man. You hear this?
Well, boy, I know to say. I mean, you do dumb stuff, you get dumb prizes.
Which is
I
also
know
one
to
of my
say.
quotes, by the way.
I know to say. I mean, look, I mean, I haven't watched the case in its entirety, but I think the argument was. I couldn't. I wouldn't have. It would have been hard for me to say beyond a reasonable doubt that the defense was not the case. Because I mean, the defense said was, well, this lady had an issue or whatever. She
Mm-hmm.
contacted them
Mm-hmm.
and they paid her without Donald Trump knowing, and that's quite feasible. That's
Right.
not impossible
Yeah.
for somebody. You understand? For somebody at that level, problems like that might not reach all the way to him. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I
So
is a combination of witch hunt and just trying to make sure that he don't get back in because I think they don't want him back in, and that might be for a good reason.
True.
That might be for a very good
But
reason.
you know
that's
what
the
my question was though when I heard about this? One second.
Go ahead.
Was these allegations around when he was president or before he was president the
That's
first time?
that's always the thing. I didn't hear about it, but
Right.
it's always like not until you're about to do
Yeah.
something that they find everything that you did 20 years ago.
It's
Yeah.
called election season, silly
That's
season.
what it is.
That's what it
Fall
is.
tricks
Election
time again.
season,
But you
and
said
and
something.
again, like
There you go. You pulling the ants on us, Tyson.
Oh Lord, I don't know.
You pulling the ants on us right
again.
now. Frozen in
You
time.
you using Aunt's internet? Eh?
Big JP
So
energy is so strong.
y'all not seeing me?
You just was breaking up just now.
You're freezing
Oh,
up,
okay.
man. You're pulling the ants energy. You must be on ants Wi-Fi outside somewhere.
Well, I am pretty far from the router, I think. But yeah, Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. Okay. Uh huh.
I refuse to call that by Charlemagne the God. But anyway,
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. Any name Ricky or Benjamin or some crap like that?
Man,
Say
he can
Benjamin.
name. He can
He
name
name,
whatever
he
he
name,
want
he
name or
name,
be whatever sex he
he
want
name
be or
Benny.
be. He can
He
name
name
cow if he
Benny.
want to.
I don't like.
And
I don't
play
like that
cow.
way
Anyway,
like that. I don't like that
he
way.
said he said he was on when he said one was intelligent. He
Agrees,
said,
Ruckus.
look, because they was trying to say, hey, so if you don't like Trump, why don't you endorse Biden? And he's like, he refused to endorse Biden because
Because Biden got
Oh,
sucky
Lord.
internet. Yeah, Biden internet just like this. That's
Just
a
like this.
Biden internet. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, check him out. Frozen in time. My power's working over.
but Ruckus, this is the point I was gonna make. Before when Ken started to say when the doc started to say what he had to say, is that when Trump was president, the man who is
how's that?
the big bad guy, it you soon reach, but the big bad guy, which is Putin, was chilling.
Right.
Him and Donald was chilling. It wasn't no talk, but no war, no nothing like that going on. I mean, the next day, basically after Trump lost the election, there was this whole talk about dealing with Russia. And right now, Russia and China ain't on American run, as I understand. Between them, Russia, China, and India, they have removed the U.S. dollar as being the backing of their um, monetary stature, whatever you call it. So it's like people trying to
Tyson,
move
what's going
away.
on, man? Your audio choppy too. You on Biden internet too? Eh?
Oh Lord,
I the only
hold
one on
on.
Trump internet. Eh?
I think it's
You
the topic. I think it's the
you was free,
topic.
you was freezing up just now too.
Who me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I say, both like your boys say, both
Hey,
candidates are trash.
hey! I only was freezing. Ken, don't get it twisted. The only reason why I was freezing because the camera loves his beautiful face. Now carry on.
Yeah.
The internet's scared of you.
So every time we bring up a topic, a heavy topic like this, because I did a speed test at the beginning of the show and it was fine. Whenever we have a heavy topic like this, we always get some little internet issues, and I expect that
Ah, can't even get it out, man. Your audio
Can't
cutting
even
in
get
and
it
out
up.
like crazy, bro.
I get banned that time. I get banned off of Facebook
well,
or
Kent can hear
blocked.
me. I think only JP. You know what to do? Keep talking as if everything is going smooth, and I'll just edit it after that.
It's all right.
Um, yeah. So you want to get out that point, Doc?
No, I was just saying. And so he was on The View, right? And I just
Mm-hmm.
happened to see this clip because the way they worded the clip, it was enough to make you watch it because usually he agreed with them, but in this clip he wasn't agreeing with them at all.
This is
So
Charlemagne.
Yeah,
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. Mhm.
Okay.
So say who? Boy, this Mark Curry. Tell Ruckus, listen to what I'm saying, man, and stop talking foolishness. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he was on The
Old
View.
Mark Curry ass nigga. Go ahead.
He was on The View. And they was trying to get him to endorse Biden because
Uh-huh.
he said, "Look, I don't endorse Trump, you know, Trump's going to jail and blah 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 and yada yada yada. So they were like, okay, well, are you prepared to endorse Biden? And he's like, no, I'm not. I refuse to endorse somebody who I don't think is a good candidate. And they were like, well, you only have two options. And I was like, and he was like, well, yeah, but that's not my fault that I only have two options. I don't like. I have to choose the lesser of two evils,
Mm-hmm.
I
in my
just said that.
opinion. So,
I just
so
said that.
yeah. So he said, and he refused to call Biden name. He did it very cleverly. So he said, I'm not voting for Trump, but that doesn't mean that I have to endorse the other guy. Like he didn't even call his name because people how these sound bites go.
Yep.
So because believe it or not, a lot of people is listening to what Charlemagne say. So
Don't
if
know
Charl-
why, but I guess.
if Charlemagne say he endorsing Biden, then that's a big deal. But he said, it's almost no choice who to vote for. But he think both candidates are trash, and I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that because you gotta be brave to say that. You know what I mean? You
You
got to
have
be
to be
really
brave to
brave.
say that.
You got to be brave to say something like that.
Because as a non-American, what that's saying to me is that either way you slice the cake, America is not going down the road of being the powerhouse of the
Yeah,
world
to me, this will be
anymore.
the third election in a row where both candidates were trash.
That's
Third in a row.
crazy.
Okay, you had to choose
Yeah.
between Trump and Clinton. That was all. I mean, there was no choice there. You had to choose Trump. I'm sorry, you had to, right? And then there was Trump and Biden. That was close. And now you got Trump and Biden again. So it's like, I mean, like, geez, they
Yeah.
gotta. They are better. They're younger guys out there with bright ideas, who full of novelty and youthfulness,
You
and who
got
could
to be
understand. You
they're
understand what I'm
not
saying?
prepared. They're not prepared to go to jail. You got to be prepared to go to prison if you want to be president, bro. You got to be hardcore. You got to walk around grabbing girls by the you know what? Or well, I don't I some of the things I've heard about the Biden side of the story has been just so wow for me. I don't even like to talk about it. But here we have in the first time in my as far as I know, to my knowledge, a president coming a party elect coming up on an election is a convicted felon.
It's a bad,
Play.
like your boy say, it's a bad day for America, but
Bro, in 2024, we supposed to be definitely supposed to be no wars, definitely supposed to be no starvation, no famines. It definitely ain't supposed to be like cars supposed to be flying. We supposed to be like the Jetsons right now, living
Let
in the
me let me let me
sky.
show let me show you all something.
But we have a
The whole this what I'm about to say was never true. The whole American dream was always false. The wife, the house, the picket fence, the dog, live happily ever after. That was always false.
mm,
All right. But there's so many different things in place to convince you otherwise that the majority just go that route. The fact of the matter is, there's debt. All right. The cost of living is skyrocketed tremendously. The cost of food is skyrocketed tremendously. The cost of gas is skyrocketed tremendously. And as we all know, that history tells us one thing: as time goes on, nothing really gets decreased price wise.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if people think the lower class or the middle class right now think things are bad now, just wait and see. There's a lot more to come, you know, to suck you dry. Pause.
Bro.
I was talking to the
Mm-hmm,
wife the other day, and I was talking about how I don't know the specifics, but I watched a documentary talking about when the U.S. first outsourced China as kind of a manufacturer or producer type arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap work, cheap labor, cheap products, etc. Um, what this guy in the documentary suggested was that part of that agreement was that China, even though they're making components for American or not just American, but other large companies around the world, that they would not purposely compete with these guys,
Uh
right?
huh. Uh huh.
So, for example, if they make a motor for a Whirlpool washer, right, and they make a Chinese washer, they would not compete with the Whirlpool washer, even though they're making the same. So they make it of less quality, right? Even though coming
Uh
from the
huh.
same factory, even though it come or the same region or whatever, the component in their washers, if they're going to sell it outside their market, needs to be cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this guy implied. I could kind of believe that. So what he's saying is, what it sounded like he was saying is, if that's the truth, then the only way inflation is going to reverse is if, well, before that, China, not in the last 20 years or so, started to increase their quality regardless. It was like, screw y'all, we're going to make better quality stuff anyway.
Right.
And if you notice, they started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Electric
the
cars.
Chinese, yeah, the Chinese stuff ain't as cheap as they used to be. They got BYD in America now, and now the companies, the U.S. companies, are upset about that
Mm-hmm.
because the BYD electric cars are like half the price
Mm-hmm.
of the
Mm-hmm.
U.S. cars, and the quality, the battery is the same. Like it's the same Tesla battery, it's the same exact thing. So so I'm saying I truly feel that maybe trying to pull a 1-2, maybe, and say, look, now I don't know if this is I just saying I'm speculating.
Yeah.
By the way, we did the disclaimer yet?
Yep. 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 We ran it.
Okay. So so I said this to my wife. I said I think the only way inflation is going to go down is because is if China says hold the rest of the world by the balls and say, look, we're going to produce products for this price, and you better lower your prices to compete with us, or we can take over the world as the major producers. Period. I think that's the only way it's going to happen.
But you know, it's the funniest thing.
And companies like China, countries like China who produce like China does.
But you know what's so funny though, and this is something that I believe took place under Trump, and what Trump was actually pushing for was for factories to move their operations back to America. A lot of these factories or companies that, and they all support both parties. But if you
Right.
look at them and you go and you learn about, what they're all about, you'll see who's Democrat and who is Republican, and you'd be surprised. But factories, they 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 they're not even based in the United States of America, but because of their involvement in the well, contributions to campaigns and the lobbyists and their influence, they call in a lot of shots in America that affects the
Yeah.
companies that do have their warehouses and factories in America. So,
True.
and from my research, and please double check it, the economy was doing better under Trump than it has been doing under Biden. It's pretty much a little influx between the
Absolutely.
Obama administration, but the
Yep.
economy was doing better. And this
Yeah, it
is,
was. It was. It
if
was.
you remove the whole pandemic situation type things, Trump is a bona fide, and that's why they get him on so much counts of trying to swing people, is because he's a business savvy person who is about making money and making things happen. And if you about making money and making things happen, you, all three of us know, sometimes that red tape gotta get
I just was about to say that, bro.
butcher that red
I'm
tape.
just about to say that in business. Let me tell you right now, you can't be the nice guy. You can't be the nice guy.
You
You
gotta
got to
you
be
gotta
the
break
good
some
guy that
rules.
make things happen. You got to break rules. We said that on the earlier show also when
Mm-hmm.
he was comparing Biden and Trump in the situation. I said everybody that Trump runs everything from a business aspect. So listen, I know I have personal friends in the industry also, white guys that personally hate Trump, bro, because he put them out of business when he was in Jersey. I mean, they literally hate this guy, bro. But you bring him up, you best be prepared to fight.
Yeah,
Straight like
yeah,
that, because he put them out of business. They had a construction business going on in Jersey and New York, and when he comes through and he take over, he buy up everything, put them right out
and
of business, and that's that.
and it's so convenient. And we talk more about, and that's the true thing, and that is the reason why he's getting dragged right now. And the other
But they
reason is
hate
because,
Biden too, though.
well,
Go ahead.
they do hate Biden too. Um, and it's all just a game, and that's oh
Yeah.
boy. I wish people would. Well, I believe people are hip to it now because there are a lot of people I've spoken to. They don't care. They really don't care who the next president is going to be because at the end of the day, their hustle remains the same,
Yep.
Yep.
right? And and that's a reality. However, and it's something we said early in the show too, one that I want to not retract, but just kind of bring some uh, human to it. We can't be out of touch and speak on behalf of people who don't have our hustle, who don't have the same hustle. There are some people that rely on companies to stay open so that they
Hmm.
can make their paycheck, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
and if the company doesn't stay open because of some new sanction or some new rule or law or some um, monetary pacifier government has to put into a someone who they owe, puts them out of business and causes them to lose their job. I think we have to be sensitive to those type things. Sensitive to the fact that even though there has been some increases in minimum wage, that it has not the the rate of increase isn't as great as the rate of inflation. When we
Hmm.
look at, like, you talk about gas and you talk about food and you talk and they there's a lot of blame on what all of the ships taking long to import things and all this other type stuff. But really, there's been a lot of sanctions on a lot of places,
True
and a
indeed.
lot of a lot of bullying has been going on. We even look at the war in Ukraine, and we see how the sanctions just dropped. Like, my music don't even play. My music is not even distributed to Russia anymore because my company is an American company because of that sanction.
Wow.
You feel me? So it does. Who is running the country does affect, people on the business end, but you just have to figure out a way around. You got to be a Donald Trump about it and figure out a way around the situation.
Yeah,
But is he
I
a
got it.
go ahead?
No, I always. It's hard to pick a side in the scenario. Like, I think that's what you're saying. Like, it's hard to pick a side in the scenario. Some people can benefit from one president. Some people will benefit from the other.
Right.
Um, so it's hard to pick a side. Uh, who will do a better job is kind of a different question, in my opinion, or who's more capable. I when I first heard that Trump was running for president, I thought about it and I was like, okay, he's a businessman, man. He'll probably bring some order. Like, I mean, there should be a time of prosperity for the United States. If it's one thing that is about is making money,
Facts.
and if you could go bankrupt twice and still end up being the president of the United States, I call that a great achievement. My wife doesn't is not very impressed by that, but I said, but you have to be impressed with that. The dude has
What,
been
Ken? What I
broke.
always tell you, bro.
How
Our,
many times
our
has been?
struggle, our struggle as men versus the struggle of women is two different things. So we could
Yeah,
appreciate them.
I can appreciate that, bro. The dude been broke,
Mhm.
bankrupt, legally bankrupt 2 or 3
Yeah,
times, bro.
Yeah.
and still
You
come on
understand what
back
I'm saying? Came back maybe 3 times and then ran for president and won
and won.
and threatening to win again. Like that's
No
not a
easy
mild
task. Yeah.
accomplishment. That's a big accomplishment. You
And you
know
know
what I
what?
mean?
That speaks volumes to another thing too, because once you've had money and then you have been broke and then you have money again, you don't have time to play no games.
Well, let's be honest though. Y'all
That
really
lesson of
actually think
being
he was
broke,
broke? Broke? I don't think so.
relatively
No, no, no,
speaking,
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
He was unbroke like black people broke.
Right.
relatively speaking.
He was rich. He was
So,
rich. He was rich broke. Rich broke is
Yeah.
different.
Rich broke. Rich broke.
Rich
Didn't
broke.
say that. Thank you. That's how I was
Yeah,
getting at. He said black people broke. Like he's rich broke.
yeah, yeah. Rich broke is different.
God damn it. I only have $4.5 million left in my
Yeah,
account. How
why
can
you
I
couldn't
manage?
say? Why you
yeah.
couldn't say
Oh,
trailer park?
I'm gonna have to sell off 4 or 5 of my mansions to pay off these bills.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that. Rich broke is different. Rich broke is a little different. You
Broke,
know, he had to sell Trump Towers and stuff, and then he bought it back. You know, the guy he sold it to was like, "Here, man, you can buy it. Here, take it back." You
take
know,
your roach in the tell back.
rich people broke is a little different.
Rich people problems.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the same thing I was saying about the women now. Like, because if I'm in his position, there's no, and I'm sleeping around, and
Uh-huh.
some girl wants a couple of dollars. Like, don't approach me with that stuff. I don't have time for that. You know what
Facts.
I
Yeah.
mean? Don't call me on my phone when I'm sitting here with Putin. I'm sitting here with somebody, and you're gonna call me, but hey, you know that chick you saw last week in the club, bro? Um, yeah, babe. You really? I'm like, y'all really think that's what happened? Y'all really think that's what happened? Of course they handle it.
Boy.
Of course they handle the situation.
Yeah.
They didn't call him up and say, bro, this stripper want money. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that it's the same thing for Biden and anybody else. I guarantee you, it's the same exact thing. Because if I'm the president of the United States and you calling me up talking about some chick who, because I hugged her and squeezed her too tight, she want 50 grand. Like, I don't want to hear that. Pay her the 50 grand and let her sign something and don't.
And keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't
Absolutely.
want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. But like the dude said, they're both not great choices. I know if as a
There should be an
free
age limit. There should be an age limit for leadership of any country in the world. I think there should be a time, or there should be a time limit. Like at least in the United States, you can't be president more than twice, right?
right.
So I mean, I think there should be a limit like that for age. There should even be a fitness test, bro. I know there's a health thing that they have to take, but it should be like a fitness test. If you can't jog around the track 2 times, no, you can't be leader of the country. You can't. No. You
They should
understand
have
what I'm
the
saying?
same. They should have the same test for police too.
Oh my goodness. But the thing is, anyway, that's about the police. But they have to go through training and they go through training. Like I know a lot of police
They
officers
only do
who
it
went
once.
into training, they went into training fat and they came out slim from working out and having to get fit. And then
Right?
4 to 6 months later they fought again.
They fight
And I
again.
think and that's like a campaign to me too. Like when they get up there and they start campaigning, but they get real thin, very, very polite and all of the sins they've created in their past, they try to keep
Yeah.
it all on hush. And then when they get to be president,
You remember Obama
nobody
had to stop
cares.
smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to stop smoking to
Hmm.
be president. To set a good example, he had to stop smoking. You know?
Prison though. Prison. Let me. I didn't get a chance to see if he's sentenced to jail. Like which jail? What? Let me ask Google. What prison
You're gonna rich people jail, bro.
do billionaires?
You're
Go
gonna
to.
rich people jail.
I hope it's next. I hope the rich people jail next to my house.
Rich people jail is a gated community that you can't come out of. That's all it is. With security.
Oh my goodness!
Hey,
This
what's that?
thing,
What's that last?
Michael Cohen.
What's that last comment Ruckus dropped? Is
Let
it?
me push that up there. Wait, this
Not
one?
that one. Not
Oh,
that one.
this
The
one.
one. Not that one.
This one?
Okay, Trump would actually have to be, Trump, I quote, Trump would have actually been one of the best presidents of the U.S. ever seen if he wasn't such an all of narcissist. Listen, in business, you have to be somewhat of a narcissist, bro. You have to
No,
be.
but here's the thing, though. The POTUS, the president of the United States, is a unique job. It's a very unique job. You have to kiss the baby, and you have to launch a nuclear missile. Like it's a really unique job. You got to send men to their death, and you have
Yeah,
to protect the rights of the minorities. Like it's really a unique
it's a
job.
hard job.
Yeah, it's not. I didn't know walk in the park. And to the Ruckus's point, I get
Yeah.
what he's saying because I think
Yep.
that's where he screwed up because Trump said and did a bunch of crap while he was president. Honestly, he absolutely
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
yeah. So I mean, but as far as business wise, or at least
Hmm.
getting stuff done, I mean, he got stuff done. I mean, hey, even your boy got stuff done too,
Who's that?
in my opinion.
Biden?
No, but
Who?
Biden got a few things done.
Oh, Obama.
Who?
Obama, I think Obama got a
Obama.
lot of stuff done.
Mm.
But I think it was a little bit too much on the kiss baby side,
Mm.
you know. And
Well,
even though
he kind of
he,
had to be, bro.
he did, but he did kill Thingham.
Did he really?
He did kill
Did he really?
not him. You understand what I'm saying?
Boy, I know he ain't personally gone over there and suit up, and I know that.
But he did. He had it done.
I am.
He had it done. What do you name? You know what I
Bin
mean,
Laden.
man.
Bin
Bin
Laden.
Laden.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed Bin Laden, and I mean that's something that's going to be on his belt for a long time. I mean, he actually did it. He got it done.
Wow.
You know. So he could be tough, but he needs to be. But he's a lot of, to me, he's a little too much on the kiss baby side. But you're right. You got to be that way. You can't be too
Yeah, you got
gangster.
to be somewhat of a narcissist, bro. Just not a lot to the point, but you have to be somewhat. Let me further explain this just briefly. When I say somewhat of a narcissist, I don't mean totally engulfed in self, but you got to
Yeah.
believe in yourself to the point that certain things that's said around you or done around you don't phase you. You have to stay focused on the goal, and
Right.
unfortunately, a lot of people that's not focused on goals, it may come off as that way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martha Stewart. I remember Martha Stewart. She did go to
Yeah.
jail, didn't she? She's
I
doing
think
well
I
now.
think I think I think one, he's so used to being in control and absolute
Yes.
control
Yeah.
that when he got in a position where he thought he should be in absolute control, but you realize you're actually not in absolute control.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Agreed.
though you quote unquote the most powerful man in the world, but that's because of the people behind you.
Behind you. Agreed.
That's not because of you. You know what I
He
mean?
don't
So
get in though. He don't get in the second time. It's absolutely going to be a riot.
yeah, unfortunately
You
that
think
might be the
so?
case. I think so, bro.
I
I
think
think
so.
so. I think it'll be worse.
I, I
Unfortunately,
I would
I
like
think so.
I would not like to see anyone get hurt, but I would like to see if that is actually true. And if it
Yeah, bro.
is, if it
Yeah,
okay, so here's the thing: 34 counts, right? Is if I understand this correct. Each count being worth 4 years, but there's a maximum because he's being tried where he's being tried. There's only a maximum of 20 years that he can possibly do, right? Some people are talking about it being a first time offense, and then is it a situation where, and Ruckus, you might be able to help us with this, is it a situation where I know the trial could be put off for a duration of time, but can sentencing be put off for a
he ain't
duration
going
of
to
time?
jail, bro. He ain't going to jail.
He ain't
But he doesn't decide
going
sentencing, but I think
nowhere.
the judges decide when sentencing gonna happen.
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the judge decided that he will say
He
sentencing
ain't
will
going.
be
Ain't
at
going.
this point.
Hmm.
Ain't
All
going
right.
to jail.
Well,
I think it would look bad for the country as a whole if he goes to jail.
He ain't going. And if he go, he's
But
going to get a very, very short term and right back out there on some whatever shit. He ain't going to jail.
But I don't know. It's crazy, man. I don't know, crazy.
But that's politics for you. One day
That's
is
why I
this,
got.
next day is that. So yeah,
Well,
That's why you
politics.
gotta
And
be.
men can't always say politics and religion is the two most confusing, people dividing topics ever.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
well,
war causing stuff. Always.
yeah.
in in
Politics
lo-
and war.
in local news, the FNM just had a campaign, not a campaign, a convention where they re-elected Michael Pintard as the leader of the party. So Michael Pintard will be leading the FNM party into the next election, which is next year. And that is an interesting topic when it comes to what happened in the last
Dyson, where you
election.
at? You home or you in Canada?
No, I in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah, we did a show here, and the convention was happening next door to our dressing room. So that's why it's
I
so
tell you
yeah.
what I don't want to see. I don't want to see Trump and Menace back in charge again at the same time. Because that didn't work out too well for us the last time. So if they want to come back, they got to do it separately. They can't do it together. Very sorry.
Hmm.
Can't
Hold
do
on.
it together. That combination was not good for the Bahamas at all. So
Wait.
one of them got to sit out, or both of them got to sit out.
Hmm. Well, there's the coalition where I think everyone is being promised $100,000 and a lot of land.
Nah,
Not a lot of land, a lot.
nah.
A
That boy's
piece
an
of
idiot.
land. Ah, Lord.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot, and I'm in a political group with him. Like I told him, I didn't say idiot, but I said, bro, y'all being unreasonable. The stuff that they saying is like it don't make no sense.
Hmm.
It don't make no
Yeah.
sense. They said to give every high school graduate $1 million. Like, come on,
Every
bro.
high school
Like seriously,
graduate
bro.
$1 million.
$1
Come
million.
on. He said that.
Every high school. Every high school graduate, bro, $1 million.
Did he say that? He said it in the group chat.
Right,
He
from you,
didn't say
I
that
in the
aloud.
chat.
No, he
I'm
said
in the
that in the
group
group chat. Yeah, okay.
He said that in the group chat, and they said
Okay.
it on Facebook.
That's
No,
that's
man.
just ludicrous and stupid.
Hey, if anybody believed that, then that's a recipe for disaster. Because if
From
you'd have given me $1 million
ICM,
when I graduated from high school, oh my goodness.
It's a wrap.
bro.
The whole
From
world in
ICM,
trouble.
you want to talk about
It's a
inflation?
wrap.
You want to talk about inflation? How much you gonna pay? First of all, you're coming up with a high school education. You got $1 million. You can still need a job because you're stupid. So you can still need a job. I guarantee they can still need a job. Or even if you start a business, you can need to hire people. And all these people are millionaires. So how much you can pay these millionaires to come work for you? How much you gonna pay them?
You know, let me
Not only that, you have to have some sort of money management skills going on also, not to spend stupidly on bullshit trying to like man.
And then you want to if you want to hire a firm, if you want to hire somebody to do that,
That's the truth,
already-
Dyson. You already know
already a
niggas get $1
millionaire.
million fresh out of high school. Nothing but man liking going on, but what?
pay nothing but
I was
Hondas,
just
and
thinking,
rims, bro.
I was
Hondas
just
and
thinking,
22s.
I was never that guy. But I try to
Same
think
here. Same here.
how
Same here.
many pairs of tennis shoes I could buy with $1 million coming straight out
And
of
someone
high
would
school.
actually do that. Someone would actually do that.
Yep.
How many different times I would change the rims on my car.
Yeah.
You'll see,
How much
you'll see more.
pairs of
You'll,
Oakleys I could buy?
you'll see more. You'll see more Lamborghini and things landed in Nassau, bro.
But not even that, bro. You will have the dudes who poor and ain't got no money robbing and killing like crazy too. Cause
Well,
know
anyway.
they got $1 million. Come on, man. Like tell
No,
that way go jump off the
no.
cliff.
Let me take it one step dumber for you. One step
Okay.
dumber. The dudes who just graduated and have $1 million gonna rob and kill other niggas to get their $1 million.
Bingo.
That's how dumb it's gonna get. It can get dumb just like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, you
telling
put
you,
you put $1 million in my hand when I was graduating school. I would probably still have that $1 million saved. That would be getting interest. Me personally. So
Hey,
I'd speak on
let me tell
behalf
you
of the
something.
people who graduate with sense.
Listen, you, my company make great money and all that, right? And you can't tell me what to do now. So imagine you can't tell me what to do right now. And I go for everybody. You can't tell me what to do. I know what I want to do, bro. So you can only imagine now. You put an extra million in my hand right
Yeah.
now at this point at 48
Can't
years
tell me
old.
nothing.
You really can't tell me what to do.
You
And
can't
that's
tell
me
me
as a grown man with discernment and knowing how to move from past experiences and failures and success. You still got so imagine putting that in the hands of an unexperienced idiot.
nothing. Hey, Ruckus, I mean, I was under the impression that he was already nominated to lead the Republican Party into the next election. So they still haven't had nominations yet. That's interesting because I don't know who's the
Yeah, they gotta
forerunner
have all the debates and stuff, right? They had all
if
that
it
yet.
ain't Trump. Okay, all right. So I was
Yep,
jumping
they gotta
ahead of
have
the
all
gun.
them debates, all the Republican debate and all them other debates. They gotta have all of them.
Okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. I
They had
just
all that
find it
yet.
very interesting um, that Donald Trump, former owner of Miss Universe pageant, um, big time business entrepreneur and showman. If he go to jail, they have to send Puffy to jail too, because he gonna need someone to hang out with. He he gonna need
Uh,
he gonna need someone to party with. You know, one of them, he's a playboy. He can need someone
Hey,
to party.
what 50 Cent say? When P. Diddy ask you to party, you just say no.
hey, but is Puffy rich enough for rich people jail?
Yeah,
Or are you
boy.
gonna regular jail?
No, Puffy rich enough for rich people jail.
R. Kelly pretty rich. He going to regular jail?
No, he wasn't rich enough to go to regular people
He
to go
wasn't
to
rich
rich
enough.
people jail.
No.
No, because remember R. Kelly was serious about chasing gals, and he was chasing the gals who didn't who wasn't old enough to have no money yet. So he had to take care of them and their family.
No. Ain't rich enough.
Yeah. So anyway, we basically out of time. Any final words on this situation about whether or not did he go into jail now? Boy, that's crazy. Any final words? I'll say the final words should just answer the question. Is the man going to be? Let's make a something show prediction. Is he going to be president, or is he going to be inmate 7657432? We playing numbers. You know, straightforward ball. Inmate, president, or prisoner?
You want me to go first?
Yes, one. President or prisoner?
I don't think he's going to become president. I think that they want a riot to happen. I think that it's going to happen, and I also feel he's not going to go to jail.
Okay. Doc?
Same thing, bro.
There you go.
Same thing. He's not gonna. I don't think he's not going to jail, and he's not going to be president.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna
And a
fight.
riot's going to happen.
He's gonna fight, and a riot's gonna happen.
Yes,
Yep.
because that's the
Guys,
plan.
I say it's going to be a very entertaining time up to elections focused on Donald Trump simply because
Yeah.
we have to pull all that attention away from the war and the fact that these dudes killing people with American weapons, allegedly. I do not think that Trump is going to go to prison either. But even if he goes to prison, I believe he will be out in time to be the next
Yes.
president of the United States of America to make America great again.
And this nigga.
And that's my final word on the matter, ladies and gentlemen.
We either getting views or getting canceled. One of the two.
That's the
Hey,
business.
or both. Get views
Or
and then
both.
get canceled.
Both.
Yeah, this is the final show, the Sup'm show, until the next show where we might be something other than the Sup'm show. But peace out. Yeah, the
I
something
ain't
show.
here today, but it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Well,
She ain't got to be here because y'all got all of this to focus on.
yeah, have it.
Oh, there we go.
Have it.
Guys,
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Dyson, get out of here. Kent, get out of here. So, Big JP, Dyson Knight, that's not on camera. Kent Bazard, not on camera. Only yours truly. Come join us every Sunday at 6:30. Lay your unworthy eyes upon this here, and guess down with the show. There's something showed you guys. You know you love it. You know you love me.